Hello, Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle fans. I hope you enjoyed the new intro that I just used. I was actually pretty proud of figuring out how to finally do some cool stuff with my phone and recordings and whatnot. And I'm actually using different apps and I'm trying so much new stuff to try to get that shaking to stop. But today, I have an absolutely astounding Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle to show you because it is against my boy xRazeOvation. This guy is seriously probably one of the coolest guys I've ever talked to in my entire life. So open to helping everybody. I love it. But I'm going to go over a quick team preview because I'm using some stuff I haven't used in a while. My Mega Pinsir, that's its name. My Violet Dusclops and my special defensive, my special defensive Rotom. But I'm also bringing my special defensive lead Ninetales because it is my favorite Pokemon ever. My Choice Scarfed Empoleon and my Moxie Boost Salamence. Now this boy right here, he's a motherfucking monster. That's what I'm gonna tell you he is. So with that being said, I'm gonna move on to his team preview. He has a Reuniqueless, a Tyranitar, a Shuckle. By the way, Shuckle is a thing. It is a huge thing. It should be banned. It is a huge thing if you know how to use them correctly. Like, I've seen people sweep with them. Mega Mawile, which scares the crap out of me, Ferrothorn, which scares the crap out of me, and that Slowking, which scares the crap out of me because I know that thing likes to use Trick Room. So that being said, I'm gonna press play, and oh, sorry, you guys saw my fingers right there. It's whatever, though. There we go. I'm gonna press play and get this battle underway. Now, this battle I had a literal 5 minutes ago, and it's just such a nice battle. I love battling xRazeOvation. He's so chill. He starts out with his Slowking, and I send out my Royals because you know he is my boy. I can rely. I can send out my Royals and know that he's going to do some shit and get shit done. Like there's no doubt in my mind. But for this right now, I don't want to go for a Solar Beam, so I just decided to take him back. Send out my Dusclops because I predicted a Trick Room right here actually, because I know that thing likes to use a Trick Room type thing. But I guess he predicted that and sent in his Reuniqueless. Now this thing I thought was a Regenerator Trick Room Reuniqueless, but it turns out not to be. It's a Magic Guard, which I think is awesome. He goes for a Shadow Ball. Now, Shadow Ball does too much damage for my life, especially for an Eviolite Dusclops. Did too much damage. I got heated whenever I first saw this. I was like, "Ugh." So he goes into his Aw Shucks. His Shuckle. I think that's an awesome name. I love that name, by the way, man. Good thinking on that. Go for a Destiny Bond, predicting him to actually use another Shadow Ball, but he doesn't. So I just decided to go for a Nightshade, and that does almost half. Now he goes for the Infestation. Now that did 1 damage. I was like, you know, that's not too bad. I can take 1 damage each time, right? What? That was almost 20. I was not okay. So I go for a Fire Punch, hoping that it'll knock it out, but it doesn't do anything. But I get the burn. So that was awesome. I got the burn and I avoid the toxic. The hacks were in my favor for that moment in time. Because you know, I never have the hacks in my favor for too long. Get hurt by the infestation. Now I go for another Nightshade, thinking it can knock it out with the burn damage if he doesn't go for like a pain split type bullshit. But I knock out his Shuckle and I was like, whew, yeah, at least I know I'm not going to get swept. So he goes into his Frisbee, who is his Ferrothorn. That's its name. Yeah, Ferrothorn. I hate Ferrothorn. It's my least favorite Pokemon ever, even more than Sylveon. Go for the Fire Punch, not predicting him to use Protect. I predicted him to go for like a Gyro Ball or a Power Whip, but he doesn't. So he sends in his Mount Olympus, which is an awesome name for a Tyrant. His nicknames are fantastic. Like, I'm jealous. I need to do some nicknaming. I go for the Fire Punch, and it did probably half of 1 HP. It did nothing at all. So his Mount Olympus goes for a Crunch, and I'm like, yeah, you know what, Dusclops, you did your job. I'm actually really proud of you. You took out the biggest threat on his team, which was that Shuckle. So my Dusclops faints, and I go out to my Empoleon. Now, this was kind of a dumb move on my part, right? No, because I decide that I want to bait him into using the Earthquake and then switch out into my Mence so it doesn't affect me. Right? Wrong! All wrong! Because he predicts that and switches out into his thing. His Ferrothorn, that's what it's called. I hate this little bitch. Man, I hate Ferrothorn. So I go for a Dragon Dance forgetting that I'm actually Choice Banded. And then I'm like, okay, so I'm at +1 attack, +1 speed. That's good. Right? because he gets off a leech seed, and I'm like, that's fine, I'll take you out in one earthquake and not have any remorse about it at all. So he gets his leech seed back, and I'm just like, whatever, I can kill a little bit of time before I get hurt by the sandstorm and everything like that. But then I realized I was Choice Bandit and I had to switch out. Like, I had to. So I go back into my royals to try to get the sun up, get rid of the sandstream, blah, 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 all that good shit. And he goes for a gyro ball, which, look at this damage right here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that damage. That did nothing. I was so happy. Remember a flamethrower just trying, I knew he was going to switch out, like it was obvious, but I wanted to get damage off on anything that was coming in, which actually turned out to be his Jelly Belly, his Reuniquelus, which is an awesome name. Good Jesus. I love Reuniquelus's avatar in this game, it's so cool. I go for a nasty plot forgetting that his Reuniquelus carries Trick Room, and I was like, damn it, sucks. So he goes for a Shadow Ball this turn, and I'm like, I can eat that up because I'm specially defensive, right? Wrong, because he gets a crit. So I guess the hacks kind of went back in his favor a little bit right there, but not too much. Go for a Flamethrower, knock that bitch out, because I watch his battles and everything, and I know how he battles, but I hate how I can't do anything against it, because he's just that good of a battler. Sends in his Mount Olympus, gets the Sandstream back up, and says, hey man, fuck your shit. I don't want that sun up. That totally messes with my head. So I go into my Rotom watch, predicting a Earthquake, but he was for the Crunch. And I'm like, do you not carry Earthquake? Because so far, all I've seen is a Crunch. Get hurt by the Sandstream, and I get my leftovers back, and I'm like, maybe I can go for a sub. Maybe I'll do a little bit of damage. But no, he decides to switch out. And I'm like, you know what, that's fine, because he's fearing the Hydro Pump. I want to get damage off on anything that comes in. So I go for the Hydro Pump. It does nothing, absolutely nothing to this Frisbee. It was really, really upsetting. So I get hurt by the Sandstorm, get my leftovers back, blah, blah, blah. I have fun with my Rotom Wash. So I'm like, you know what? Fine, something's got to change. So I send in my rolls again, get the sun up, hoping that he goes for a Leech Seed right here. So that way I can get a Flamethrower off, hopefully next turn, maybe, if the dimensions return to normal. Goes for the Gyro Ball, and it takes me down to 31 HP, and the dimensions turn back to normal right in time. But he switches out, goes back into his Mount Olympus, I believe. No, he goes into his, thingy, his Slow King, because he knows he can take a Flamethrower with that fairly decently. So I'm like, whatever, Ninetales, you've done your job, you've lasted too long anyway, so I'm just going to use a Solar Beam, and you're going to be knocked out by a Scald next turn, I know you are, but you know what, I still love you, you did an awesome job. Go for the Solar Beam, and that did a good amount of damage compared to what I was expecting. I was expecting maybe him to go down to half, but you know what, I was so happy until I saw the Citrus Berry, and then he's right back where he started. Damn Slow King. That's all I can say. But my Royals gets knocked out by a Scald, like I thought. And I sent in my Rotom Wash. Now, the reason why I did this was because I wanted to get a Thunderbolt off on this thing, just to, like, gauge how much damage it would do. And that almost knocked it out. And he goes for the Belch. Now, if you don't mind me asking, when did this move come around? Because I've never seen it. In my 16 years of playing Pokemon, I have never ever seen the move Belch. So if anybody could comment down below when that came in and what it does, I'll be very happy. So he goes back into his Frisbee, predicting another Thunderbolt, which he does predict correctly, but I'm just like, you know what? I need to get damage off, because I'm about to lose this battle if I don't. And I get the Paralysis hacks! Ladies and gentlemen, the hacks are real. I get the Paralysis. I was so happy. I was sitting there, and then I had my laptop on my lap, getting ready to type to him on Skype, and I get the Paralysis hacks, and I just throw my laptop across the room because I got so happy. Send him immense, and he gets he gets paralyzed. I'm like, man, the hacks were not in his favor on this battle. I was pretty surprised. He goes into his Mount Olympus, which I was pretty okay with, because I'm going for an Earthquake no matter what. Everything will hit with an Earthquake, and it'll do pretty good damage. The reason why I didn't go for Dragon Claw was because I know that his His Ferrothorn has Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet, and I didn't want to get hurt by that. So I just go for 2 Earthquakes, knock him out cold, because I know a Choice Banded Earthquake is fantastic, and that knocks him out. And I'm like, you know what, cool, whatever. And then I remember I had Moxie on my Ments, and I'm like, whoa, +1, Choice Banded Earthquake can sweep his team. I see a Mega Mawile, and then I'm like, just kidding, no it can't, especially if he goes for a Sucker Punch or something like that. But you know what? I think he thought he could take an Earthquake, and that I mean, I wouldn't expect it honestly to be able to knock this thing out, but it does. The Elements goes for the Earthquake, and it knocks him out with the damage from the quake of the Earths, and he falls into one of the cracks of the Earth. Mega Mawile is down. I get another Moxie boost. That's +2 attack. Choice Banded Earthquake. This thing here, I believe he messaged me back and he was like, "Yeah, it's over. This thing is like death. I believe his exact words were, "This thing is death." LMAO. I was like, "I know it is," but he lives the Earthquake. I'm like, you son of a biscuit eating bulldog. I didn't know what to say. Gets his Leech Seed back, and now I'm like, you know what? If he can outstall me, this thing could be really bad because of the Sandstorm and everything like that with the Protect and the Leech Seed. Oh, it was bad. So I go for another Earthquake, and he protects himself. I get buffeted by the Sandstorm. He gets the Leech Seed back, and I'm really worried because I was hoping for my Ments to clean up at the end. I wasn't trying to use my Mega Pinsir at all because I've been relying on him so much. Goes for the Double Protect, which is 50%, and he didn't get it, so that means his Frisbee gets knocked out, and all he has left right... Oh, I get the crit too, but it didn't matter at all. That is +3 Moxie boost on my Ments, so I'm really happy with this thing. Now, he goes into his Get It Off. I'd assume that means he wants to get off the Trick Room. I'm pretty sure that's how he did that. Go for my last Earthquake, +3 Moxie boost. That HP went down so slowly, but it did end up knocking him out in the end for the win, ladies and gentlemen. So that was a 3-0, 4-0, something like that victory against my boy xRazeOvation. Great battle, man. Thank you for helping me out with my battle today because I needed it. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'm going to try to do a little bit of editing with this video and things of that nature, and I hope it doesn't shake for you. But I hope you guys enjoy, and please go check out this man right there. Check him out because he is fantastic. I'm so, and he's going to this tournament this weekend, so make sure you wish him luck, and I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Peace.